The secret to correcting your posture is in your hips, especially if you have scoliosis or kyphosis. When the structural integrity of your spine is compromised, your hips, your lower back, your upper legs, they go to work to hold on, to prevent a collapse. They create a natural brace. This creates chronic tension. This creates limited range of motion in the hips. There's a lot of things that get stuck once that area goes to work to hold or prevent further collapse of our posture. So that's what we're going to dive into in this session. I feel amazing in my body right now. You guys have seen the workouts that I've been doing. So I'd done a lot of what I needed to do this week, and I came in today's session just to explore and play a little bit. Here I'm doing some ring play. You'll notice that I like to start off these sessions by hanging and exploring and connecting with the body. So much of this process is about listening to your body. I do have an 85-degree kypho scoliosis that is structural, so it's pretty immobile in the center of the spine, which creates some challenges. But that doesn't mean that I don't try, that I don't show up and generate as much mobility as I can. And then when you get so many good results, you're like, well, what else can I do? At this point, I'm curious about what I can achieve despite those limitations that I have. Everything I do on this channel is about renegotiating with gravity. Our bodies are designed to bob our brains around the planet, and with intention, we can begin to unravel those tightnesses, those natural braces that are formed from poor posture. We can begin to align using our breath and movements and exercises that I'm going to show you today, and then we can begin to fortify and really build our best posture possible. And to me, that means a posture full of flow, full of strength, and all-terrain agility. So here I'm doing a deep squat, a very slow, conscious deep squat, still exploring my body, kind of identifying what needs attention today. Where are there any weaknesses? Where are there any tightnesses? The deep squat is amazing to check in with your body, to feel it out and see what's going on. Here I'm going from a deep squat to some knee taps. This is great for connecting that whole front chain and also working towards a sissy squat. So I'm hanging onto the bars as essentially training wheels, but I am trying to use them as little as possible. I'm still building up stability and strength through those ranges. So I have those poles there to be able to kind of provide training and assistance. So here I noticed that at the lower end of my deep squat, I was having a bit of challenge generating as much force as I know that I can. I felt like the strength was weaker at the bottom range of the deep squat, especially through my heels. Now, understanding where you're generating force in your feet, whether it's at the front of your feet, the balls of your feet, or your heels is important. The heels are much more connected to the posterior myofascial chain, so that band of muscle and fascia that goes all the way from your toes, up behind your heels, up the back of your legs, through your glutes and spiraling throughout the rest of your body. That chain, if it's not all connected and working well together, this kind of movement will show you that. And right at this deep end of the squat, I've been working on that for the last year or so, being able to generate more force through my heels at that range. And this is just a weakness that I'm weeding out. So if you have a similar weakness in there, I recommend to go in there, use some poles or some support so that you can just train your body, that connection. This is all I'm doing here. I'm kind of giving my body the familiar sensation of moving through that movement. If you don't use it, you lose it. So if you haven't used a part or a range of motion in your body in a while, you're going to feel that it's weaker. You're going to feel like, why isn't it generating as much force as I know I should be able to from that area, or I know I want to in this case. I want to give you guys the back view so you can see what's going on here and the benefit of going through this slowly. Now, I could just pop down and up without awareness, without consciousness, and nothing would really happen to my body. But when I do this slowly, when I do this breathing into the sides and the back of my diaphragm, creating space in my spinal column, I'm actually able to turn this into a very nutritious and aligning movement. That slow pace, those wriggles that I'm doing are essentially integrating the alignment that this position is creating. I'm aware of my curves and my compensations, especially with the majority of my curve being kyphosis, with the forward neck. I know that I need to create more curving motion toward the upper neck. That's probably one of my bigger focus areas moving forward as I kind of continue to unravel as much as I can this structural kyphoscoliosis curve. When I feel alignment happening through different movements, I'll make sure to move around a little bit to integrate it. Okay, so at this point I had connected with my body enough to know that the hips were tight and that it was worth kind of revisiting some of these moves that I haven't done in a while that I know are amazing for unlocking the hips. You'll see during this movement that I'm doing quite a bit of wriggling, and that's really where I feel tension is building up, and I listen to my body. I follow my intuition to what my body needs. I'm not even really thinking. I'm just allowing that tension to dissipate. There's kind of a growing feeling of the sensation of something's about to click into place. You want to identify the difference between clicking into place and clicking out of place. If you're doing movements slowly with care, you're going to start telling the difference. It's not about increasing pain. It's about this tension, this tensegrity tension that increases and then eventually dissipates and releases with a particular alignment. So I was going through that movement a little fast there. You won't learn as much by going fast as you will by going slow. It's kind of like a Dakar rally car speeding over the bumps. It doesn't change too much. I'd rather you kind of think about a bulldozer going through a bumpy road. Take the bulldozer and iron out the kinks, iron out the bumps. Go as slow as you need to here. So that one I was using assistance and then kind of more from the deep squat position. This one I'm sitting down. These ones are called 90-90s. Very slow, nice and gentle, especially if you haven't done this before. When you feel tightness or restriction, your breath is the key through this. So whenever you come across tension or tightness, the breath begins. You realize that you are programming your breath, that on your inhales, you can inhale white, golden light. You can send that breath into the area through your mind's eye, through your imagination, which instructs the cells in your body to transport the oxygen to that area, plus the nervous system and the fascia responding to your imagination of healing white, golden light entering that area, infiltrating that tightness, infiltrating that tension. And on your exhale, releasing and breathing out the gray exhaust fumes from that tension. If you want to take it a step further, you can imagine just for a second, play pretend in your body and play pretend and say, what would I move like if I didn't have that restriction there? For just 1 second, for just 5 seconds, I'm going to pretend that I don't have that restriction there, and I'm going to move my body that way. And go for it and give it a movement through that range and see what happens. Watch what happens when you believe for just a second that you don't have that tension and restriction there. You will realize that you are the tension and that your mind is able to release that tension. If your posture has been structurally compromised, this area has been receiving instructions for years through your brain and spinal cord and nervous system and fascia to brace, to hold on, to don't let go, all right? Prevent, hold the collapse. Subconsciously, your hips, your lower back, it's all like, okay, we're holding on. We don't want to collapse here. So you do have to expect that it's going to take more than a couple minutes to reprogram the state, the energetic state of that part of your body, the instructions, the emotions, the energy that is in that part of your body. That's why real results here will come with consistency, making this a part of what you do, showing up and intentionally reprogramming relaxation and fluidity into these areas. For an extra challenge here, each time you touch the knee, you can make the intention of the foot going up. Here I'm still working on getting the knee down, but once you get the knee down all the way to the floor, you can at least send the intention of the foot to raise. I've been practicing some surfing lately, and this was a great chance for me to kind of get into the pop-up movement of the surfboard. I noticed last time I went out that getting my stance going from lying to standing, it wasn't as smooth as I knew I could get it. So I took the opportunity here to really go through that movement slowly in my own time, with a bit more, with it less, without waves crashing around me, and trying to stand on the board. The advantage of getting out there and living is that you can discover new types of weaknesses and challenge your body. If I lived a sedentary lifestyle, from an office chair to a car to walking around the house and just general movements like that, you don't really discover where tightness and tension is hiding in your body. It takes these kind of very agile kind of ranges of motion to be able to identify and realize that, wow, okay, in that area there is that restriction going on. Why is that there? And just through showing up and practicing like this, you're able to butter it out, to smooth it out, to iron out the kinks in the entire chain and restore flow. And when you restore flow, you get maximum life force energy flowing through your body. So I need to get this movement smooth. I need to get it strong because I plan on doing this on a board, on a wave. So I want to really kind of just go through it nice and slow so I can program my body, so I can get my body understanding the mission, getting it familiar with the movement that I'm going to be repeating. Okay, here I'm getting into just a gentle fascial maneuver, a bit of a stretch here, and then a hip opener. This one's amazing for getting into the hip flexors, making sure that they're moving well, that you're able to generate the force, as well as get that range of motion. I was combining these two movements because I was listening. At this point, I'm very connected to what's going on, where the tensions are. And I got a lot of wriggles today. This was a massively aligning session. Got in a couple of these. This really gets into a part of the glute, which we rarely get into as well. Identify the weaknesses in your body and weed them out. There are alignment gains waiting for you when you do. Again, getting back into some surfer mobility and strength. Knees to elbows from the plank position. So you guys know the cat-cow pose that I'm doing here. I want to show you a way that if you have a scoliosis or a kyphosis, that's going to allow you to get a bit more benefit from the movement. Instead of just doing the movement and trying to go to an extreme on either side, I want you to dial in to connect to your body. Look at where is my tension? Where is the restriction for me to feel that extension and that flexion? Flexion and then extension. Flexion and then extension. Where is that in your body? Go small, go slow, go super light. At the same time, breathing into the sides and the back of your rib cage. Resetting here in the child's pose, again, using some rotational breathing from the Schroth method on this one, focusing on my concavity on my thoracic left side, breathing in there, creating that expansion, using the diaphragm, imagining the diaphragm like an umbrella opening and pulling my rib cage down as I inhale into that area, expanding it. Then I create tension. I lock that muscle as I lock in the gains. I lock in that expansion as I exhale. So I don't just exhale and let the muscles go. I hold on to the muscle. I hold on to that alignment, and then I inhale and I get more alignment. I get more expansion. Then I hold on to that and I tense my muscles and hold on to that. And then I exhale as I hold those alignment gains. Just like building muscle in other parts of your body, you can build your muscles that help you hold a better posture. So here I'm doing some articulated movements with the hip. Imagine a dog lifting the leg. You can do this both directions, either starting going back or starting by going out to the side first and then back in. Imagine a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. I like a pigeon pose every now and then. It is a passive stretch, so it's making you a bit more floppy and flaccidy, but sometimes just feeling it out, I think is a good thing for the system. It's just something I don't overdo. Okay, here are some thoracic openers from the plank. As I unlocked mostly the lower body today, I wanted to make sure to start unlocking the top as well with it. It's all working together in a pose like this. Everything's got to coordinate and fire at the right time. So feeling pretty good. I think we'll do some thoracic and upper body opening in the next video.
Boom, there you go. That's the Obsidian Gym here in Bali. If you want tutorials for any of the workouts today, head into the Posture Dojo at posturedojo.com. Get access to the Heightmaxxing protocol. It has all of these. This is a psychosomatic posture correction protocol. Everything that we're thinking, the thoughts we hold on to, the emotions that we hold on to are reflected in our body. Our body is a map of the mind, so the two must be trained together. There's mindset modules in there which will complement the way that you're approaching this more physically. So check it out. See you guys in the next video. If you have any other suggestions about what you want to see next, let me know in the comment section. See you in the next one.